Any sound? Now there's sound. I did it again. Yay! Any sound? Yay! Now there's sound. Yay! Any sound? Yay! Now. Hi, stranger. Hope you're doing well. Alright. So, last time I did this, took me 2 sessions actually, but I did it. This check sound here. Yeah, cool. Yeah. For whatever reason, it started to glitch, and hopefully it doesn't continue to do that anymore. Which I don't really want this doing. Yeah, I just closed the lockable. Alright, let's lower that a little bit. That's too much. Yeah. Down, 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 down. Right. Yeah, I kind of like how this one turned out. I was actually hoping to make it even better than what it became, but all things considered, I'm glad I did it. Okay, so I'm wondering if I want to do another one from this same sketch, or do I want to just do something more random. Can you guys see that correctly? Hopefully you can see it well. And the vertical format, it's a little bit different. How about this? Alright. Wondering which one I'm going to make, if I use one of this or if I just make one up. Keep on switching certain things about the character. That's fine. So something random. I'm doing something random. I'm going to try to do a mech. We'll see how this turns out. Yesterday I thought it was gonna be an awesome stream, and it wasn't, in terms of all the glitches, and but that's beyond, that's in the past. Anyhow, how do I want to do this? Boom, 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 boom. Hola, Juliana. Juliana. No sé cómo pronunciar eso. I'm curious. Give me a second. Does this close? Is this? No, this should be open. Okay. Just gonna put it over here. And hopefully I can see it. And so this one is not activated. So that should activate it. Hopefully now, if any one of you is, there it goes. Hello. Hola. So now it should work. Hola, Joaco. Hello. Hablo español y hablo inglés. Yes. ¿Tú qué tal? ¿Cómo va? How are you doing? ¿Prefieres español o inglés? Solo que hago contenido en inglés, por eso es que hablo en inglés. Ok. Todo bien. All good. Luckily, all good. All things considered. Eh, Está bien. Como un robot, un mech. Quizás no se ve tanto. Maybe it's harder to see. I wonder if I can change that a little bit. Oh, ¿cuál contrast? Can I change the contrast here enough so it would? It doesn't really show. Compensation? Nah, it doesn't do much. I wonder if I can, if I do a close up. Maybe you can sort of see it there. Super light. If I move the light away, Does it show better? A little bit better. Un poco. El tema es... The thing is, I'm trying to remove the shadow. Estoy intentando quitar, ves que uno se genera sombra al dibujar, entonces estoy intentando quitar la sombra con la lámpara. Si exagero, no se ve nada. Gracias. Intento. Se hace lo que se puede. No todo el mundo anda apoyando artistas random en internet. Hola, hello. How are you? What's the extension? What do you mean? For the chat? All good. Luckily, all good. Oh, this? You're gonna laugh. This is an eraser. This is a regular eraser. It must have the thing that goes here somewhere around. I use this one because the other one, this one doesn't work that well. I bought it recently, but it doesn't really do much. Yeah, yeah. Um, Yeah, that I started using this kind of stuff way back when, uh, as a broke student, um, broke art student. So I started using that sort of thing. Um, I'm 37, tengo 37. Desde que tenía como 4 o 5 años, algo así. Desde que recuerdo. So I've been drawing ever since I can remember, 4 or 5 years old or something. You got them the wooden one. This one, you mean? I don't know if this is wood. I think this is like some weird cheap plastic. I'm curious as to no. It's just yeah. It's just plastic, plasticky weird. This is maybe from Timo or something. I don't know. I saw it on the kit that I bought. I was like, oh, that's kind of nice. So I bought this pencil kit because I was running out of pencils. So it comes with a bunch of stuff. Oh, that's kind of cool. I haven't seen one of those. Uh, I don't think. I the thing is, I saw this one, and like this entire thing was like $20. And I one day I was with my wife at a library, at a bookstore, whatever, art supply store, and they had one of these things, and they just this thing they wanted to charge like $20 for it. I was like, I'm not going to buy that for an extender. Like I bought the eraser. It comes with an eraser, like it's dual purpose, and you could like if whatever I need, I can modify it to whatever I need. It works perfectly. Um, so maybe it's me being cheap. I would say like I didn't wanna get ripped off. I hope that makes sense. I'm trying to. Hola. Yeah, like absurdly expensive. There's some art supplies that are like, why? Why is this so expensive? I like, for example, I'm perfectly fine. Whatever price you wanna charge for like actual painting, like watercolor, for example. I get it. You have different prices. Some are really hard to find and they're never been cheap. That makes sense. Uh, Something specialized like this color erase pencils. I get it that they would be kind of expensive. Posca markers. I get that. But something simple or fairly widespread like this sharpener or like I even get like brushes. You have a full array of brushes. There are some really cheap ones and you're gonna notice if they're cheap. There's a really good extension. Oh, there's some really cool stuff that they make. Like every now and then, I see one of some artists from Asia working on their stuff, and they bring all this supplies that, like, oh my god, I've never seen. I've never seen those other than, I don't know, maybe somebody passing by with something similar to that, or with an actual set that they're never gonna use because like somebody gave them to them. And uh, I once was able to get some supplies that were from Asia, and I think I still have a few, but it was like really like three things. I think I got like a marker, um, what's the mechanical pencil, and something else, an eraser, I think. But that was about it. And it wasn't cheap. It was really good quality. Like they must be still be around somewhere. Yeah, I don't know. My desk is a mess right now. I haven't been able to fix it. No time to fix it. I'm originally from Venezuela, and I'm currently I live in Argentina. People ask me all the time when they get into the streams. The other question I get a lot is, well, why do you the do you speak Spanish? Yeah. And I guess they ask themselves why I do the content in English, and it's a long explanation, but until they allow for everyone to translate their stuff on YouTube, like they have an AI translation thing that they made, but it's not available to most. So until that's the case, uh, the the broader audience I can reach is by speaking in English. Thank you, appreciate it. Well, being the same way that I've been drawing for a really long time, I've been speaking English for a really long time. So, but yeah, I know I'm like it's my second language. Every now and then I like, how do you say this? This is like an ongoing thing because both we my wife also works uh, online and stuff, and we're always like, how do you say this? Like you start to get to a point when you start to learn two languages, which you start to forget the words in both languages. So you're in a limbo. You don't remember the word in Spanish. You don't remember it in English. Just like going back and forth. I thought it was something important here. Uh, Anyhow, you just there you go. Sorry, I was just checking. I thought that maybe my wife wrote something. It wasn't at all. So, um, hmm. Oh, that's good. And do you also make art? Do you do it for fun? Puedes hablar en español igual, lo que prefieras. Or you're a tattoo apprentice? Like the other day, somebody was asking me about that. Like, what advice I could give about that. Um, yeah, I almost got to be an apprentice in a tattoo shop in Miami. I was like, yeah, I need an income. I couldn't um, do like without any income. I needed to be producing, so I was like, yeah, this might not be for me, even though I do appreciate the opportunity quite a bit. How long have you been an apprentice for? Oh, that's good. Um, oh, in California, that's cool. Where in California? I lived there uh, during fifth grade. I was actually trying to. I've been trying to find my some of my classmates, but it's been kind of complicated. I lived in Monterrey for for yeah, I guess a year or something like that. Um, for growing in art, well, in certain aspects, I don't know what to tell you because like I'm, I'm still not monetized on YouTube. Uh, I've had different levels of success in different things. Most of my professional career has been in advertising. Um, and that sort of thing. Like I've also worked in like game related advertising, some post production in films. Um, but yeah, for me, it has been like what work is actually available at the time for me, and try to do the best I can with that. Also be consistent and have my own. I always had like my own projects. Most of the time, I didn't have time to work on them. So this is um, my way of trying to go back at it or get back at creating art. So I was able to illustrate this and produce it and sell it in different places. Um, so this is like one of the most rewarding things I've been able to do. I did. Well, I was really tired. I was really tired, and I was also kind of upset. Like uh, creating content online, unless you. Here's the thing. It's way different to create content as an artist than what it is for somebody that just talks to a camera and that's it. Like you can make a bunch of videos just about a topic and you're just talking to a camera and that's it. But if you're creating art and also creating content, it's a way different thing. Um, so yeah, so kind of balancing those things. Me also being super introverted, I don't think it helps, but I've gotten better. Like definitely doing streams live has helped, um, because like anybody can join and I talk to you, um, but I think it's different if you I don't know. I find it like in YouTube, if you see like people that make furniture, they already have like a really clear way to monetize their stuff. And I guess if you create art, you can monetize creating art. And still, kind of, you have to kind of find uh, the the market for it, or market your stuff well enough that um, you start selling it, and so on and so forth. So there's, depending on the niche, I think it's easier to monetize even before YouTube actually gets to monetize you. Um, but for people like me that I was like, oh yeah, this is gonna be easy peasy. I've been doing videos for forever, ever since I graduated. I worked in like multimedia, so doing animation, motion graphics, and so on. But it's a different thing. It's a different way of approaching things and different beast. And also figuring out that the algorithm, it it decides to push your stuff or not? Um, that's a that's a great question. Like I would say most of the things I enjoy doing tends to be around ink, um, whether it be digital or traditional. With that said, I I've been looking to get more into concept art, but that has uh, shown to be quite a challenge because it's shrinking. It's To begin with, it has always been kind of a small community of artists, and it has been shrinking with some uh, clients trying to go into the AI stuff. I don't think they're I don't know if they're gonna be able to do what they would like to do, but I think the conversation is already uh, beyond happening. Like there's people that like in advertising, for example, they don't really care. They're gonna use AI all the way. So uh, basically everything is changing, and I'm kind of turning towards more art stuff, like what projects I actually want to be working on, like what I mentioned about the deck of cards, which is something that I did that was really close to my heart and really important for me. Yeah, that's you. I think you hit the nail on the head. And I don't think art is going anywhere. Art itself. What I'm talking about is it's like the industrialized or package, pre-packaged, pre-made version of art that exists. So more like design and that sort of thing that intertwines more with corporate work, like advertising, online advertising, films. I'm pretty sure people are still gonna make films, indie films, and so on and so forth. But big studios, they work differently, and they're looking to optimize for um, well, I don't want to get too much into it, but companies at scale are always gonna cut cost as much as they can, and visual effects has always been costly. The same with animation, the same with concept art, because you're having someone create an entire world or creatures and so on and so forth, and it's a really specialized work. So I think the kind of the fight between what artists do and the industry or corporate art um, is gonna continue, and we'll see what the heck is is going to happen with that. But for now, I think we all have to figure out what to do. Like people are still gonna do advertising in different ways. Like recently, I saw this awesome artist. I don't remember his name, but he does stop motion animation, and he did an awesome ad for Frank Frazetta. I'm pretty sure if you're into art, you're gonna know who Frazetta is. So he did. I'm hoping I don't get that. I don't butcher that. I'm terrible with names. Let me look that up. Come on, where are you? Yeah. Why does it starts glitching when I move it away, and it's not really far. Uh, let's see if I. Yeah, yeah. Like just Google Frank Frazetta, and the level of mastery that that artist had. I'm I'm pretty sure he passed away. Yeah, he passed away in 2010. He was a master, and he did Conan the Barbarian. Like he did a bunch of paintings for Conan the Barbarian, and um, he did covers for a magazine. There's museums with his work and so on and so forth. Well, he made an advertising, and this other artist that I'm talking about, like it's they made a toy, a collectible toy of Conan the Barbarian. So this artist animated the Conan fighting and like doing all the stuff that the character does, and kind of ends on kind of paying tribute to one of the paintings that Frazetta did. It's incredible work. Nothing to do with AI, which I think that's gonna still happen. Like there's gonna be clients that are going to appreciate art, and with tattooing, it's still a traditional medium, and I don't think people that get a tattoo are gonna try to like that idea. Maybe in the future, in a really far future, maybe there'll be like tattooing stations, like in what's the name of that movie? I forgot that movie. I was gonna Stormtroopers. Not Stormtroopers. Starship Troopers. I think it's Starship Troopers. The one where they fight uh, giant insects. Um, maybe it's just not the best design. Eh, I don't like it. Oh, do I have an Instagram? Yeah. Yeah, I do. It's just the same as this channel, Segrons. I'm pretty sure it's on. You can find it on my profile uh, on YouTube if you're interested. Um, right now, right now, not at all. I studied illustration on the Institute of Design of Caracas, Instituto de Diseño de Caracas. I don't think you translate that, but Instituto de Diseño de Caracas. So it's still silly. I think, you know what? You're gonna make this just freaking. And that's kind of the formal art school that I attended. The other one is BFS, but that that was for 3D animation and visual effects. So it's a different. It was more of a specialization, postgraduate uh, course. Instituto de Diseño de Caracas, uh, Caracas Design Institute. You can probably find them. They have websites and so on and so forth. There's a bunch of um, there's a lot of us around the world actually, um, doing different things. Some of them working in movies, some of them working in advertising, like I did for quite some time. Um, some of them just doing illustrations. Some of them, like that, you can find different types of artists from that school, uh, and some of them like they're not doing anything design related anymore. But yeah, it has been kind of an important institution in my country. I stream for around an hour usually, um, Mondays through Thursdays. Sometimes, like yesterday, it went for I don't know, almost 2 hours. Um, it depends on how I'm feeling. Um, yeah. Actually, I'm curious because I'm thinking of about this. Uh, maybe because of the drawing that I'm making, it reminds me of that. Did you guys see the new Predator film? Uh, the animated film Killer of Killers or something like that. I I kept on thinking about a part of it that I'm like, this doesn't add up for me. I'm not gonna spoil it for anyone if you haven't seen it. So, but I'm just curious if you saw it and maybe, uh, know what I'm talking about. There's a specific thing that happens that to me doesn't make sense. Like the first part makes total sense. The last part it doesn't, to me at least. But what do I know? I'm just an old illustrator. Well, according to my wife, I'm not old. I think I'm old. Am I old? I think I might be. Well then, I'm rusty. Well, if you haven't, I would check it out. It's not. It's not my favorite animation. It's it's good. It's really good. I think it reminds me of a few other films I've watched, animated films or series recently. I think there's one on Netflix, Blue Eyes or something like that, about a samurai in Japan. That one's interesting. Also, Arcane, which is it has a really interesting animation style. I'm 37. I'm 37 now. 37 years old. Oh, I think I did this wrong. Because if this is a side view, what the heck? So this one should be. That's what I found kind of weird. So this should be like curved this way, and the other one curved that way, like something like that. And this allows for this to be more like that. How about you? How old are you? If you're doing like learning to tattoo, you're probably younger than me. I think. At least that's my guess. Even though there's some older, like I was gonna get in uh, learning tattoo. Okay. Thank you, thank you. That's what my wife says. My knees and my back, every like I have issues on my wrist, on my back. Like when I start standing up, like ah, then then I feel the years. But that's having said that, I'm also kind of overweight, so that's probably it. And I do like I have this thing that I don't really stop doing stuff no matter my weight. So if I want to do exercise, I'm gonna do exercise. If I want to do this or that, I don't care. I'm gonna do it. So I do it without much attention, and then I start with pains. Oh, you're 45 on Friday. Well, if I don't see you then, or hear from you on Thursday, happy birthday. I hope you have a wonderful birthday. So with this one, I'm pretty sure you still cannot see what I'm doing. No worries. I wanted to make kind of like an inquisitor or something like that. Uh, because so my idea, I don't know. I have so many things here, um, but there's like a really powerful class on this planet, or what's left or of our planet on this reality. So I do have, where is it? Like I like this one. This is, even though it's not the best, I do like the kind of plays with that whole thing of cyberpunk ish esque things. Where is it? I'm looking for one specific. Like I have some, like this guy is supposed to be one of those. This is I hate this drawing. I hate it so much. I don't like it. I do like the idea for the character. I don't like how it turned out. And like maybe the face, something like the that I'm fine with. But this the I don't like it. I don't like that. I like cyberpunk stuff. I grew up with with that sort of influence. Uh, like this one, I like. This is more obvious, or like you can see where the influence is. Um, like there's some prototypes that Boston Dynamic uh, made. So this would be like, I just start to think when you're doing like concepts, you start to think, okay, how would this technology look if you push it, I don't know, 500 years into the future, and that sort of thing. So like this is like a flying tank, and this is supposed to be a soldier. Um, with graphite or charcoal. I think if you're gonna do a still life, at some point you have to do charcoal. Like that's a real OG stuff. I've done all of that. Like when I was studying, I had to do, like, the only technique we don't do when we're studying, but I did do it before, was oil. That's the only technique. But you have to do wash, you have to do watercolor, you have to do um, pencil, you have to do um, like regular colors. What else? I'm trying to remember. There were like there was a class that was specifically called technique, so you would have to go through each one. Like you would have an assignment each week, working in different techniques. And alongside with that, you have all the, like, every week you would have like like live drawing classes. So you would have a model depending on the day, or sometimes it was still life, and you would play around with the techniques. Sometimes it would be graphite, sometimes it would be charcoal. It depends. You can do it with anything. You can sketch with just ink and just play around with it on the frame. So this is nothing new, but I have this character that's supposed to be kind of like a gangster, super powerful on the city. And so yeah, my thought was that the dominant class would have like this sort of enforcers of law, and that would be basically a pain to deal with for the people trying to exist without much resource. And most of the time you wouldn't have to deal with them, but every now and then I have to write all this stuff. I'm talking about this life, but anyway, I don't know if I'm gonna have the time to make this. That type of sketchbooks, it's hard to find. Oh, that's cool. That you're learning still life. Yeah, it's really important. It's really important to practice, to draw what you see. Your eye starts to adjust, and you're still gonna make mistakes. We all do make mistakes, but the thing is that the more you do it, the mistakes start to become smaller and smaller and smaller. So to the point that sometimes you're the one that notices. I don't consider myself a master by any stretch of the imagination. To some, they they might say I am, but I feel like I'm learning still, even at 37. So um, that also I think is important to always keep on learning, no matter your age. And there's people that get into this at later stages in their lives. Of course, there's gonna be people that are like savants that they can do a Mona Lisa at 12. I don't know, but that's the most people are not like that. You have to put the time in, the hours in, so you start to figure out what you're doing. Uh, about the sketchbooks, what do you mean that these are difficult to find? These are kind of, I didn't find them difficult to find. Well, here's the thing. I tend to buy them in packs of three. Like the last batch I bought was this one. So I bought three of this, and I try to buy them in quantity so I don't run out. Um, I'm trying to get into oil painting for still life and portraits. That's a really nice endeavor. Uh, yeah, I think you should do it. I'm gonna tell you about an artist that quite probably you don't know about, or maybe you know about him. Uh, and if you do, uh, well, you're in a right track. Have you heard of Sean Barber? Uh, I drew the Mona Lisa, drawing the Mona Lisa, and me for my final project. That's cool. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Just keep on practicing, man. Uh, that's what art is. You keep learning and improving upon your previous work, and like I've had days where I'm like, this is I don't like this. uh, but the important thing is to keep going and creating. But the reality of it is that you do it first off because you have this drive. If you get into this, it's because you have this inner fire that's taking you towards creating in whatever form you're gonna do it. So just try to keep it well. Oh yeah, look him up. I think he's. I thought you might have known him because I think he's in California. I'm pretty sure he's in California. He's good friends with a lot of tattoo artists, if I'm not mistaken. He's also kind of underground, I think, to some people. Like it's not known across everywhere. Uh, so there's a yeah. I got the name right, but the first, if you Google it, the first thing that appears is a sport person, like somebody that does sports. I don't have the. Well, Google him. uh, give me a second. Give me a second. Maybe I can. Uh, Let me type it. So you're on YouTube, on the YouTubes. Uh, there you go. Just check out his website. That's that dude. Like he definitely influenced what I was trying to accomplish when I started out. I just didn't continue painting oils. Maybe I should get back to oils. Like he's doing stuff I would like to be doing, basically. Like I would like to do it in my own way, but um, I think he's somebody really interesting to be familiar with in terms of how he creates art and I don't know. You have to see the work. basically how he integrates things into his painting. It's really cool. You get stuck when trying to draw anything. Um, think of a subject matter. That that's the easy part. Um, yeah. Like think of what are the things that you would like to draw. Uh, that's also another thing. Is that for me or is that like I'm not using any reference as you might have known. Uh, it depends on at what stage you're at. What what she's saying is right. If you're learning, oh, yeah, if you're learning, uh, practicing with references is important. Um, but I don't know. Some people will disagree with me, but I tend to try to draw my own stuff, even if it doesn't come out the right way or it's not as good as it would if I use a reference because I'm trying to force myself to create something that didn't actually exist before. Um, Even though it might turn like, oh, this looks like this looks like that, but still, I'm not using any reference, so it's a unique take on something that I wasn't looking to take anything from. It just happens to have this detail that similar to something else. But there are different ways. There's some online you can find like uh, prompt drawing generators, that sort of thing. I'm not talking about AI. This is like, I guess it could be kind of an AI, but it's just like random words and it gives you a combination of words and you try to draw something around that. Um, that's a good way to approach it. Also, if you want to, like, let's say you want to improve at portraits, then okay, I'm gonna draw 100 portraits. I saw a video about there's an artist that was doing a challenge, a personal challenge, trying to do 100 portraits in I don't know what how much time. Uh, I don't know if she had a limit, but the point is focus on a subject that you want to improve or that you're really interested in and try to find stuff to draw around it. Yeah, for still life, for sure, it's important. Uh, I don't know what you're doing specifically, but try to draw life stuff. Like, uh, if you're using images, I would recommend you actually have objects that you try to draw. Um, Shape spots. Um, I would recommend you grab a bunch of random objects. If you want to make your life easy, you can have regular objects like a cup or something along those lines that are easier to deal with when trying to draw in different angles. But I would recommend you grab the most random stuff that you can find and try to set it on a place with the light and do that. Exactly. Just as she said. Um, okay. So they want to add some. I don't know if I want to add a background. Can you guys see what I'm drawing? Maybe not right now. Darn it! I thought this would fix this part of the thing. I wish that there you go. I was able to do it. Cool. So there you can kind of see what I've been drawing for the past hour. Um, but yeah, that um, thing about grabbing a bunch of random prompts helps. Well, I hope it works for you. Yeah, yeah. Feel free to drop by and ask questions whenever you feel like it. Um, Alex Horley drawing style. There's this awesome artist that I follow, Karl Kopinski. I'm hope I hope I'm not butchering his name, but he has also, well, it started with what's his name? He also passed away. Um, the Korean artist. I forgot his name. Well, if you search up Karl Kopinski, he also worked on, I think, in World of Warcraft and Magic the Gathering. Uh, he did illustrations for those. Uh, I don't know if he's still working with them to some extent, but he does awesome work. Recently, he had like a problem with, like, he lost part of his mobility on one of his hands, but he's getting back to it, and he's awesome. can maybe I'll add my signature. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it means type of art. My signature. Just use it and have fun using it to make kind of volume. But did you guys see Judge Dredd? I'm 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 old. Like Judge Dredd is kind of I am the law. Uh, yeah, that sucks that you had that happen. I here's an anecdotal thing that happened to me, similar to your experience, and I'm pretty sure if you spend enough time doing art, you're gonna have one of those experiences for yourself. Um, some family members actually requested. Um, it was like a portraits of them when they were younger, and so on and so forth. So they asked me for it. I was so excited because I was starting out. It was before I started illustration. I was still studying. Like I was in like classes, the different art classes. Yeah, it's really hard. Um, yeah, I'll just let her have the floor for now, and then if you guys want, I'll give you my anecdote. Uh, yeah, for tattooing specifically, I wouldn't like if you want to pursue like doing portraits like this kind of thing, like drawing. Um, a lot of people, they, some really famous ones, actually traced. Um, oh, that's also a good one. Yeah, so you have because color changes depending on the light conditions. So you want to have an accurate representation of how they are, how that person is. So that definitely helps. Um, But yeah, if you want to get into tattooing, if you're gonna do portraits, I would say trace them. I don't know what the person that is teaching you might tell you, but like if you're gonna do a portrait in somebody's skin, you don't want to make a mistake. So you can trace it, and what you're actually adding to the work is the technique itself. Yeah, the Loomis method is good. That's a good way to approach portraits if you wanna look more into that. Uh, but yeah, hola. I just leave it at this. Well, I hope that helped. Uh, Thank you. What a crocodile. I'm terrible at saying that. Um, yeah, I'm thinking of what else I can also add to that. Oh, the other thing I was thinking of, because tracing helps uh, with certain things. Like you don't want to be doing that always, but the other thing is there's some people that when they're starting out, if you can, no, they're not gonna be able to see that at all. Where's my freaking? Come on, get over here! All right. So there's some people. There's another method that is also really old. But if you're gonna do a portrait, they kind of try to break it into quadrants. Yeah, yeah. The technique is what you add to it. You don't wanna, if you're gonna put something permanent in somebody's skin, you don't wanna make a mistake in that regard. And so what I'm saying about this method is, let's say you have your reference and this is your canvas. So you have your picture, and let's say this is the face. So what you want to do is in this method is try to replicate what goes on in each part of the. I made a terrible example because it's not exact, but this is more old school. I think the Loomis method. You could actually also argue that it's old school. And I remember seeing this in like a really old book I had about like signs for advertising, and it kind of works. It's not my favorite. The Loomis method, it's I think it's better, but you can get some accurate results by doing this. So you would have a grid on top of your original, and you're trying to translate that So it would give you a reference of like, oh, this measurement is not working with this, and this is not working with that, and you can adjust depending on whatever you're doing, and then you can remove the grid. Yeah. Anyway, this is my random uh, add-on to. Do redrawing on the right side of the brain. You mean drawing with the other hand? I haven't done that. That's well, I don't know if that's what you mean. This is the grid method. What I showed. I don't know what she's mentioning, if it's related to this. Uh, the interesting thing about this method is that you can do it with any image. Doesn't matter what it is. You can do it with a still life if you want, but you have to take a picture of it. Um, yeah, there's all sorts of methods that people get into to draw different things. Yeah, this is a matter of finding what works best for you. I remember there was this guy that used a mechanical pencil during live drawing sessions, and that's the only thing he used all the time. And one of our teachers was, "You should use something else." Well, I was like, my thought was like, I don't think he needs to. Oh, so it's a book. I'm going to look that up. Let me check that out. I'm googling. I'm googling that right now. Yes. It's not. It's not working. Why is not working? Come on. Ah, why? Why? Uh-huh. No. Drawing on the right side of the Betty Edwards. Seems interesting. Hmm. I've never heard of that book. I don't think I've read many books about art. I had a bunch of like magazine uh, gazettes I think esque type stuff about art, different aspects of it, perspective and so on. But like full on books, uh, usually was about specific artists. Yeah, they don't like them. They don't like mechanical pencils. But if I wish I had a drawing from that dude. Like it was incredible. Like when he started drawing, everybody on the class was like, "What is this guy doing?" Like he started like just straight up doing technique, and it like building the volumes of the model straight on the page. The thing is, the proportions were not always exact, but by the time the class ended, he he had like a fully rendered image, and you had like a random sketch, and and yeah, our teacher insisted like you should actually grab a pencil and use a pencil, and I think that actually started to mess with it with the guy, because after, I don't think he like his drawings started to change, and before that they were like incredible. So that's why I say it, like if you're doing something that works for you, I don't think it's always recommendable that you go kind of on the traditional side. If you're doing something that is really unique and already has kind of a punch to it, I don't know. I'm pretty sure he still draws amazingly, uh, but yeah, he would only use like a mechanical pencil all the time. I was like, I like it didn't even make sense to us. Like it's really uncomfortable, man. Why are you using that? But yeah, that's that what he liked, and I think he used like a darker graphite. That's probably the only thing that was kind of um, different, in like it wasn't a regular HB um, graphite, probably 6B or something. So he could play around with the uh, contrast that he was adding to the page. Likewise, I did a longer stream. I should also go to sleep. I didn't finish this. Anyway, I'll be back tomorrow for anyone that wants to join. Hopefully, I fix the sound and I don't have more issues with it after. Anyway, thank you for watching. I hope to see you next time. Let me look for my music. Where is it? Where is it? Mm. Until next time. Bye.